Okay, we're on to EV Charging Bootcamp, guys. So I'm going to just do a little bit on the difference between Type 2, CCS and CHAdeMO. Type 2 is what you'll use for slower AC charging at home and at most public AC points. CCS is the combined connector for rapid DC charging. It's a Type 2 socket with 2 extra DC pins built in underneath. You see them in there at the bottom, and they make those big charging plugs. And it's now the standard on almost every new EV sold in the UK. CHAdeMO is an older Japanese DC standard, mainly found on used Nissan Leafs, and it's gradually being phased out. Welcome to week 2 of EV Charging Bootcamp. Last week we covered AC versus DC charging. This week we're covering the actual plugs, because half the confusion people have at a charge point isn't about electricity, it's about which hole the cable goes in. Excuse me. Let's start with Type 2, sometimes called the Menikes plug. This is the standard AC connector across the UK and Europe. 7 pins. It's what's on your home wall box. It's on most workplace chargers, charging overnight. Sorry, it's on most workplace chargers, and it's on the majority of public AC charging points too. If you're charging overnight on your driveway, this is what you're using, and it supports both single-phase charging around 7.4 kilowatts and 3-phase up to 22 kilowatts where that's available. Worth a quick mention of Type 1 here too, even though you'll rarely meet it now. It's an older 5-pin AC connector, mostly found on a handful of early Nissan Leaf imports and similar older models. If you've got one of those, you need a Type 1 to Type 2 cable to access the modern public AC network. But for the vast majority of you watching, this simply won't apply. Now, CCS stands for Combined Charging System. The clever bit is right there in the name. Take a look at a CCS plug and you'll see it is basically a Type 2 connector with 2 big extra pins bolted on underneath. Those 2 extra pins carry DC power, direct current, straight into the battery, bypassing your car's onboard charger entirely. That's what lets you add real range in minutes rather than hours. The single inlet design is genuinely neat engineering. Your car only needs one socket to handle both slow AC charging and at-home rapid DC charging on a motorway. Plug a Type 2 cable into the top section for home charging. The DC pins just sit there unused. Pull up to a rapid charger and the full CCS connector engages both sections at once. CCS now supports up to 350 kilowatts commercially, with even faster speeds demonstrated in the lab, and it's been the legally mandated standard for new public DC chargers across Europe since 2017, with the UK following the same direction. One thing worth knowing if you're buying a used, Tesla used to run its own proprietary plug in some markets, not anymore. Every Tesla supercharger in the UK now uses standard CCS, and current Tesla models sold here use CCS too. No adapters needed, and the supercharger network is now open to any car with a CCS inlet, not just Teslas. Last one, CHAdeMO. This is an older DC rapid charging standard mainly found on the older Nissan Leaf and some early Mitsubishi models, like the original Outlander PHEV. Unlike CCS, it doesn't combine AC and DC into one inlet. So a CHAdeMO car actually has 2 separate sockets entirely, a Type 2 for home AC charging and a separate round CHAdeMO plug for rapid charging. It's a declining standard. It now represents under 30% of connectors across European networks and under 15% of newly installed fast chargers. Even Nissan's own newer models, including the upcoming 3rd generation Leaf, have moved to CCS. If you're buying a used CHAdeMO car today, it'll still work fine on the network, but it's worth knowing the charger options around you will keep shrinking over time, so plan longer journeys with that in mind. You often find that there are only a few CHAdeMO connectors when you turn up a charging hub, so do bear it in mind because they are being phased out. Quick word on cables too, since this trips people up. If your home wall box is untethered, that means no cable is permanently attached, you'll need to buy your own Type 2 to Type 2 cable. That's the single most commonly bought EV charging cable in the UK. Public rapid and ultra rapid CCS and CHAdeMO chargers, on the other hand, come with the cable already tethered to the unit, so you never need to carry your own for those. So the practical takeaway, if your car was registered after about 2018, you've almost certainly got Type 2 for home charging and CCS for rapid public charging. That single combination covers nearly the entire UK public network end to end. Older Leaf owners on CHAdeMO, still perfectly fine today, just worth planning ahead a little more on longer trips as that network gradually shrinks. Connector confusion is one of the easiest EV's anxieties to solve, and most modern buyers never need to think about it again after today. Next week, episode 3, we're moving from plugs to kilowatts versus kilowatt hours, and why mixing those two up is the single most common mistake new EV owners make. The charging plug infrastructure vibe has been chaos. It's been so confusing. I had a Nissan Leaf. It was using CHAdeMO for direct fast charging. Type 1 to Type 2, CHAdeMO made no sense to me when I came back into looking at EVs. I sold that car in 2016. When I came back looking at it for EV Charging Bootcamp 2 years ago, I started I'm wondering what the heck was going on, which is why I've started doing stuff around EV Charging Bootcamp, because I think that there's lots and lots of confusion out there for the public. No one is telling you what to do about charging plugs, which charging plugs you need, what's tethered, what's level 1, what's level 2, what's type 1, what's type 2. The Tesla chargers have been all over the place. So it's great that they're, at least they're standardizing CCS now. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about EV charging